Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Our today's patient is a returning patient. So this is you probably recognize the ticket number. Yes, we worked on this one just a few days ago. And I already mentioned on this ECM in my last video what happened with this. So the customer received it, the boys put it back in the car, and it ran for about a minute maybe, and it ran just fine, no misfires. But then it started developing O2 sensor errors, and so the boys just left it, and the next day, the next day they started, they tried to start it, and the car wouldn't start. So now, what we shall do is replace the chip with a new one. Although I don't believe this is the issue of the chip. If you take a look at the soldering, it looks different when you inspect it at different angles. Let's see if I can get some better angles here. I did not see any obvious messed up soldering, but it's not the best. It's not my best work. So I think just the soldering will be an issue here. So now we get to test how well we can remove this solder mask, this new solder mask, how strong it is. So usually these are removed with hot air. So let's give it some lower temperature, maybe around 200 degrees, and see how that goes. But since we're gonna be blowing, let's cover everything up. Yeah, so the bottom here looks pretty good, but we are slightly shifted to the right. I don't think that is the problem, but it might be. And the right side is not great, the left side is not great, and the top is not great. So it did pass visual inspection, but it shouldn't have. So that was definitely my screw up, which is too bad, but it happens, right? The failure is just a part of life. My father was of a belief that this kind of a NASA bullcrap, failure is not an option. I say dealing with failure is a skill. That is something that you should be able to do, not avoiding failure. Fail gracefully and deal with failure. Learn from it. You know, this car is actually for a Pat's, I don't know, a friend or an employee, I'm not sure. And the guy really likes that car, and it's actually because it's 2008 Outback LL Bean, and with only 130,000 miles on it. Mine, I have the exact same one. Mine has more than twice that, and I drove it across the country, and it's still in good condition, and I love that car. So the guy called Pat, because Pat wasn't working on it himself, and well, the way Pat described it to me was like he called him crying, like, "Oh my God, it doesn't work." And he told him, like, calm down, it's alright, we're gonna send the ECM back to RAF and we'll figure out what happened. And that is how you deal with failure. Stuff happens. Not everything is going to be successful. The ground part probably could have used a little bit more solder. I was a little bit too shy with solder on this one. But it's fine. I mean, it should be fine, but since it didn't work, then I guess it wasn't fine. So this time let's put a little bit more solder on the ground pad. And at least we don't have to clean the chip, because we're replacing it. Alrighty, that'll do. So this will now definitely work. I spent some extra time on, since it was a return, I figured I'm gonna try to make it perfect. And it's as close to perfect as I can get it, or reliably get it. And the joints are nearly perfection. I went over like every single one that I didn't see as perfect surface and perfect amount of solder. I would rework it until it looked perfect. So this took a lot longer than it should, and normally I don't do it that you know, I don't struggle for perfection, because usually chasing the perfection you're gonna mess it up, at least in my experience. Anyways, this is going back to pot, and this time it will work, I promise. Sorry about the hassle of returning and waiting another 2 days for it to get back to you, but it's going with UPS second day error. And so today is Thursday, so maybe Saturday, Monday the latest should be we should have an answer. Thank you, Pat, very much for your business, and thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.